Hey guys, it's time for a new review. This is actually a review of my new turntable instead of an actual vinyl. As you may have remembered from my previous review, I asked about if anyone had any suggestions for new turntables. I was looking at Rotels, Planars, 2 or 3 probably. And to let you know, I now have one. Me and my boyfriend went in on a new turntable as a present for moving in together. And I'd just like to show you it. This is my Rotel RP-830. As you can see, it's actually quite nice and solid on the base, so it's definitely nice and stable. We got it for about £89 on eBay, which I actually think is a pretty good deal, because we got 2 spare turntable belts with it, and also we got a non-standard cartridge. We actually managed to get one that was a non-standard Audio-Technica Crystal Clear AT110E, I think it's called. Hard to remember the numbers. This is it here. I don't know how well it's going to focus for you, but that's it. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty popular table. It originates from the 80s and obviously brought out by Rotel, which is a Japanese company. The idea was it would be direct competition to the Planar 2 at the time. It is actually and was a very popular model. So yeah, I'll go through the basics of what we're putting it through. Now, with these proper types of turntables, you actually really need to put it through a preamp in order to get the proper level of noise, proper level of volume. But we managed to figure out that the Rotel amp, which my boyfriend already had a preamp built in. So, I'll just show you that one. So there's my turntable. There's my speakers, which if you are interested in are B&W DM-560s. And this is our amp. I don't know if you see it there. But it's also a Rotel, as I said, and it's the Rotel RA-921. It's got an integrated preamp. I believe it's of the basic range, but it does well enough for what we want. As for the turntable itself, we had a couple of issues at the beginning, mainly due to my inability or my lack of knowledge with proper turntables. The one I had before was basically all built in, bog standard, no branding, very, very simple really. Whereas this one is obviously a proper turntable that has counterbalance with dial, the anti-static or anti-bias, anti-skating even, sorry. And it took me quite a while to figure out how to set the arm properly. In fact, I actually said it wrong, which of course, big mistake. But after finding a very, very cool forum called Vinyl Asylum, I joined it relatively recently after sort of thinking, yeah, I've got a proper turntable now I can properly get into vinyl. So yeah, I thought it'd be a good place to join. So I followed the instruction owner's manual that came with it to set up the arm, and of course I still did it wrong. So immediately hopped onto the forum. Hey guys, my vinyls are sticking all over the place. I was getting lots of skips, lots of repetition. Basically, I put a brand new vinyl on, which is the one I recorded a review of last time, which is Kate Bush's Director's Cut. Obviously brand new vinyl, just been released, and it was still sticking and scratching. It was horrible. Something was definitely wrong. Hopped on there and immediately got some fantastic answers. Ways to set up the vinyl properly, you know, ways to check what if it's not that, then it might be this, it might be this. So I really can't speak highly enough of the help I'd got on Audio and Vinyl Asylum. It was really nice to be able to have somewhere to go with some people who had so much more knowledge than I did, obviously as I'm pretty damn new to this stuff. Also picked up as a treat for myself, carbon cleaner, carbon fibre brush. Already noticed the increase in cleanliness of my vinyls really. Just using that once before I run my vinyls over really helps to kind of keep them clean, helps them play a lot better. Yeah. The deck plays really nicely now that I've sorted it out. We still have a slight issue which is relatively unresolved. Once it gets to about this point on the actual record, we've noticed that on whatever vinyl we play, on both sides, it seems to stop and it keeps repeating and it gets stuck. Again, I hopped straight on the forum to find out what the issue might be, and there were a lot of repeat answers, people thinking it was the same thing. Mainly what they were saying was that the arm was reaching its line of travel, so they suggested that perhaps it was that the arm just wasn't stretching close enough, it couldn't reach the point. But as you can see there, of course, it's way going over the point where it's sticking. So to be honest, we're still not entirely sure what that might be. I kind of want to get a new mat for this, just to kind of bring it up a little bit. It might be the distance on this lever arch here. Another thing which you may have noticed is that it's been spinning this entire time. Normally, when you're playing records, obviously, you know, spinning is good, that's the whole idea. But normally what's supposed to happen is once your records reach the end, and you lift it off, and you put it back, it's supposed to stop. But obviously this one doesn't. The seller on eBay did sort of say that it was a bit tetchy, and that after a couple of plays or so it should really resume back to normal. We haven't had that yet, but hopefully we're hoping it will. So at the moment what we have to do is unplug it. Luckily though, it's a nice bright yellow plug. So once you do that, turntable stops. Fair enough. Obviously the Rotel RA RP-830 is a fully manual turntable, and as you can see, there we go. This is where you change your speeds for your different vinyl. At the moment, I have it set on the higher one. There we go, sorry. Which basically means that I'm using it to mainly play the 12-inch vinyl, so mainly your big albums and your special edition 12-inch sort of singles. If I wanted to play the smaller singles, so your 45s, what I have to do is take it here, don't know how well you can see this, and pop it underneath instead. To be honest, at first I was a bit concerned about this, because, you know, not really having that much experience with vinyl. A bit concerned as to if this was going to get annoying or if I'd find it difficult, but really it is just easy as pull it over and there, done. So yeah, it's a lot easier than I thought. The platter is a metal platter rather than glass, which, as you can hear, does ring. Now I've actually found that the mat that comes with it is actually really good at dampening the noise, because not a ring at all. Again, I was reading a couple of different posts and threads on the forum that were saying that their platters were ringing like a bell regardless of their mats, and I've actually found that my one is pretty great without it. I still think I might get a nicer mat, as I don't know how well you can see, but there is some staining on this one. It was only ever owned by one owner, which is really great, but you know, I kind of want a nice fresh one. I might pick up a really fancy nice one just to see if that might improve the error here. I don't think it will, but it's worth a try. So yeah, there's my completely non-intelligent opinion on my new vinyl, my new turntable. If you were interested, I'm going to central London tomorrow, hopefully, and I'm going to go and visit the record stores in Soho and try and pick up some new records. So hopefully in a week or so time there'll be some more vinyl reviews up for you as well. Thank you for watching. It's been completely boring, I know, but I'm also trying to get my head around the turntables. I want to learn more, as it's definitely something I want to get into as a proper hobby rather than just like an interest. But yeah, thank you for watching anyway, and there'll be more to come.